Well, hey, this is Rosa, Hostage Creations. How you doing? We're bringing to you today a dessert. This one's going to be a old-fashioned apple cobbler. And this cobbler, like the other one, I'll put a link on the other video where I did the peach with the granola topping, which was for low-cal. But hubby really wanted the old-fashioned good one, the kind with the calories on it. So that's what I'm making. And I'm doing a double batch. That way I've got some little rectangle metal tins, so I can stick it in the freezer, and then all we have to do is bake it, and it's already done. So we're going to end up putting, the first thing we need to do, I got my oven heating up. Oop. I got to double check, make sure, is my oven heating up? Hold on a second, I thought I turned it on. Oh, no, I did it. Sorry about that, y'all. I thought I had, but I didn't do it. And I'm doing a double batch, and to save time, because I really hope I can get this under my 15-minute time frame that I give myself. Went ahead and pre-measure everything, and again, since I'm doing a double batch, I'm double batching this. Okay, so we heat the oven, grease and butter the dish, which I did. I only did one because I wasn't exactly for sure how much I was going to be able to have leftovers in the other tin, so I only sprayed one of the tins just in case. Okay, now in a large bowl, add the sliced Honeycrisp apples. Here's my big bowl. Here's my apples, and I already pre-measured them. It's equivalent to about, it says, 2 Honeycrisp apples, 2 Gala apples. I just did the Gala Crisp because I got the bag at Aldi. I'll put a link on that Aldi haul that shows you the really good price of these apples. And I already have one. They're good. So it's roughly about 4 apples. Okay. Next thing we have is the apples, the brown sugar, and of course I'll do a pop-up like always of all the ingredients. Then the description box will have the ingredients with the measurements and the recipe. Okay, packed brown sugar, the regular sugar, and I've already pre-measured everything, so regular sugar, okay, flour. Where did I put my flour? Okay, that's there. Here we go, flour. And I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna do this little toss because the brown sugar and the sugar, I want to make sure it gets all tossed really well. It just says mix it all together, but I like to stir in between ingredients. Since it's sugar and brown sugar, which is basically the same thing, except for you add molasses to make your own brown sugar, which is what I do. Okay, now you add your flour. And then I'm going to do a quick little toss. Okay, yeah, you can see me good. Okay, so now we add the flour, the lemon juice. I went ahead and pre-measured the lemon juice. Let's see, I want to make sure I got, because a lot of the ingredients are the same on both of them. The topping and the filling. Oh no, this is the ginger juice. Lemon juice. Okay, yeah, this is lemon juice. And do yourself a huge favor when you're peeling your apples and corn them and all that, when you have more than like 2 or 3, soak them in a bowl. I had actually this bowl. another bowl about the same size, full of lemon water. And that keeps the apples from turning brown on you. That's a good tip for the bunch of newbies. Okay. Next, after the juice and the lemon, we're going to do the vanilla. Okay, vanilla. That vanilla. 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon vanilla. And I'm using vanilla paste. And I got this here, vanilla paste, at the grocery store. And you could either use vanilla paste or you can do vanilla extract, but I'm going to do the paste. Okay, and then after you do the vanilla paste, and then the spices, which is the cinnamon, the sugar, cinnamon. Okay, where'd I put my cinnamon? Oh, here we go. Here's my cinnamon. Okay. Cinnamon ginger. Now, I'm using liquid ginger because I don't have any minced ginger. But I thought this was really neat, and I'm going to show you. I found this ginger juice. I think I got this from Azure. I'll double check it, and if I do, I'll put it in the description box. Okay? And what's nice about this is this ginger, 1 tablespoon of this concentrated ginger is equivalent to 1 tablespoon of fresh grated ginger. So then you just refrigerate it. This bottle, I've had this bottle, I know, for over a year now, and it doesn't expire till August of this year. So you get almost like a 2-year shelf life, which is not too shabby. Okay, I don't have any cardamom. I thought I did, and I don't have any cloves, and I got to put that on my grocery list. So we're going to omit that, and you only put a pinch in anyway, so I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So now we're just going to stir all this up. And then once you stirred it all up, and make sure you get all the flour, make sure everything is coated. You don't want to see any flour, none of the sugar. You want to make sure that everything is coated pretty darn good. And I didn't have, it asked for, I saw where it said that it agreed, 8x6 baking dish. My little one is already got stuff ready for tonight's supper. We're going to be having stuffed bell peppers. This takes 40 minutes to cook, so this is going to bake for 40 minutes. So I'm going to put this in the oven first. And then the bell peppers only take 25, so, and they're going to be at the same temperature in the oven at the same time, so that way I can get them both done. And they'll both be ready, so right after supper we can have our dessert. And then we'll do the taste test. Okay, so that's mixed up pretty darn good. The butter goes for the topping. Okay, I got my towel, cleaning my messes as I get them. And thank goodness I put my sheet, my recipe in a protective cover so it doesn't get all yucky. Alright, so let's just read back. In a large bowl, add the sliced honey, the apples, brown sugar, flour, lemon, vanilla, and the spices, which is cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves. Toss it all, cook together, and then add it to your prepared baking dish, which just means that the dish you sprayed has, it's been sprayed. And I went ahead and used my butter spray. Now, this is the big bowl that we're going to be using tonight. Let's see, does it say what size it is? It does, but I can't read it because of the spray. I know it's a little bit big, but that's okay. Because I know I want to save some. In fact, you know, that's what I'm going to do first. And because these are really flimsy, I'm going to bake this in a, on top of a cookie rack, so when I get it in and out of the oven, I don't have to worry about it falling apart on me. Tell me how I know that. Ask me how I know. So now anytime I use anything with aluminum, a cookie sheet always goes underneath it. Okay. That's out. That looks about good. So we'll save that for the topping. And then we'll add all of this. And I know the bowl's too big, but that's okay. Oh, my oven's ready. Let's put all those goodies into good use. But I'm going to use the same bowl to do the filling. No sense in getting it dirty because it's pretty much using the exact same ingredients. Okay. So that part's done. Let's move this back over here out of the way while we do our topping. Now I know I'm going to be touching this, so remember, clean hand, clean table, clean tools. You get to do stuff like this and not be a big deal. Okay, now for our topping. Okay, to make the topping in the medium bowl, whisk together the flour, the baking powder, the salt, and the sugar. So, I forgot my whisk. Let me go get my whisk. And because those are powder items, I'm going to wait because this has got moisture still in it. And we'll do that in a minute. And we'll add all that in the bowl because once it's wet, it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we're going to add our, where's my flour? Baking powder. Didn't I pour myself some flour? 1 cup all-purpose flour. I didn't even get my flour. Oh, man. Okay, let me go get my flour so we can do our topping. You know what? That's just the way it works sometimes. You think you have everything, because I thought I double checked my list. And I was double checking the ingredients. Oh, there I go, spill already. A little bit off, but since I have a clean table, I get to do this, which is nice when you're working with a clean table. And then let me just do a little pinch more because I know I was off at the tip of that measuring step. Okay. Alrighty, so now we're going to mix, can't read my recipe. Okay, now we're going to mix the flour, the baking powder, I already measured that. Oh, I'm done with the recipe, I need 2 cups. You know, I'm wondering if it just go in and out. Okay, yeah it does. I don't know what I thought, didn't think about this before. Okay, close enough. 2 cups. Alrighty, 2 cups of flour. And then it's asking for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let's sift that together just to be on the safe side, because that's how I roll. Maybe I'm losing some weight and this apron's getting a little too loose. At least I can think. Actually, I am losing weight. My clothes is getting a lot looser. Okay, so that is baking powder, the salt. Here's a little tidbit. If you get these little plastic measuring cups, you find them in the paper plates and all that are at. These are great make. especially if you're going to be doing like I'm doing a double batch, for you to already know and have everything already preset. Okay, so baking powder, salt, granulated sugar, let's mix that up. Next, we're going to add the wet ingredients, and I'll be able to put it in that big bowl. Okay, so now let's transfer everything back to the big bowl. Okay, now let's see what we go do next. Next it says, okay, all the dried goods. Next, add your milk. Okay, so next is milk. Add the milk, the butter, and the vanilla. And I went ahead and pre-measured, and this is unsalted butter. This is, right here is why it's so fattening. But boy, it tastes so good. Okay, let's put that over here with my dirty dishes. The butter and the vanilla, and again I'm using the vanilla paste. And then combine it. And it does say whisk it all together. And I'm just holding my, you want to get all that vanilla bean, this stuff is good stuff. You want to get it all in there. Wipe my fingers. Man, it smells so good, that vanilla. Wish we had smell-o-vision. Okay, pour the top. Okay, whisk until well combined. Okay, so I'm just going to whisk it. You don't want to see, make sure they'll go to the bottom center. You don't want to see any flour, clumps, and all of that stuff. And it doesn't say over mix. In a medium bowl, whisk together flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Add the milk, butter, and vanilla. Mix until combined. Pour the topping on top of the filling. It's okay if some of the filling peeks through. It's not a total perfect on top. Okay, then we're going to put it in the oven. You're going to bake it for 40 to 45 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so let's get back our dish. Let's do our little dish first. You know what, I'm just going to make it easy. And it's going to expand as it bakes a little bit. There we go, see that? And this is the one that's going to go in the freezer. And we're not going to bake it until we get ready to use it again in a couple of weeks. I'm not used to using this big old spoon, measuring cup. I know I see a lot of YouTubers who use their utensils to pour over like I'm doing here. My first time doing it with a measuring cup. Okay, that's all of our good yumminess there. I'm just making sure that I used everything that's on the table. going to smooth this out just a little bit so it gets coated. Hubby and I like it when it's all over the whole top layer, covering the apples. If a few show, like the recipe said, if a few apples show, that's okay, you're good. And I did spray this pan, so we should be fine. Now let's just smooth this out. Let's get rid of all of this goodiness. Make sure it stays in the bowl. Come on, get off me. There we go. Now we're going to bake in the oven, and we'll bring you back in about 40 minutes. Okay, we're time for the taste test of a cobbler. Let's see how it turned out. Ooh. Definitely a lot of crust, which is my favorite part. Okay, fork. And I know it's cooled off. It's had time to cool off. This is like a cake. Look at that. That good? See the crust? I got brown all around the sides. Apple. That's good. Really good. But then again, anything with sugar and brown cinnamon is always going to be good. You take care. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.